I'm at Rec Philly, and this is my first time doing a shoot inside of a studio. The reason why I wanted to actually come here and do this photo shoot, because I wanted to talk about my love of color. If you guys haven't noticed by now, I love color. Like, it's my language. Like, everything that I do is revolving around color and the brightness. The bolder the color, the more I'm into it. So I felt like this photo shoot was definitely important because I wanted to express my love for it. So doing it in photo form. Why I love color, where does it come from? And just to simplify like why I love color so much, the reason being is because like color is all a part of my personality. Like vibrant, if anybody knows me, like I'm very much so very vibrant, loud, expressive. So color is definitely that vehicle that allows me to be expressive. So anytime when you look on the Instagram page or the products from Miss Lady, you're gonna be able to see them a mile away because of the sense of color, boldness of type. I love anything that's gonna be like all up in your face. I'm not afraid of any of that type of language. And honestly, where it came from is when I was in art school. So I already went to the University of the Arts, and when like training in design, like my first year, like sophomore year is when I declared my major. And a lot of my design was very stringent and very conforming to the constructs of being in a design school. But it was my junior year when I decided like I wanna branch out and not just be so clean and minimal. So I remember being in the design studio working on a project, and one of my favorite teachers, Chris Myers, best design studio teacher I had at UArts, was doing a creative narrative with a senior designer, and he was working on this project, and he was like marking up his creative narratives, and I was just sitting there trying to do work but listening, and he was like, make it dance, because his narrative was about the first time he heard hip hop. And the visual language that he was showing in his narratives weren't communicating that idea of what it made him feel like. Not only did the type need to feel like that, but the imagery, and they had to marry each other, and the color. So I just so happened to be in the studio maybe 2 days after when he actually did the revisions based on what Chris said, and it was amazing. Like, he literally made it dance. It was like these big, beautiful images, like this light pulse and these huge speakers and this moonlight and like music notes, and the type was like coming together, and it was very bold. That was the moment I realized that I don't have to conform to what the design was where I was in school. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can be bold. I'm gonna be bright. I'm gonna break the grid. I'm gonna find myself in my work. So from that day forward was like, color was a part of me. Being bright, being bold was all the ethos of my language. So now, here I am now with my own brand. That is color. Everything that I do, it has to feel like me. And I always have to make sure that it's just vibrant, because I can't live in a black and white world. I know sometimes there are moments where I have to be when I'm doing client work. I can't be as boisterous, and I get it. I know how to tone it down. But when I'm working on what I love, my brand, or even some clients that see what I do and want me to sprinkle that seasoning, that sauce of me into their products, into their work, those are moments I love. So this breakdown here, being in this studio, doing this photo shoot with the color and like what I'm wearing, actually it's just communicating to you guys like my sense of color, where does it come from, and whenever you go and look at my content, I'm consistent with that, just because I love color. It's my vehicle, it's how I express myself, and that is me. So I'm staying true to who I am and not shying away from it. So that is why I'm here. I'm finally glad to be able to use Rec Philly. I use my credits to be in this space. So yeah, that is in a nutshell my love for color. Hopefully you guys can get a more clear idea of like where it derived from, and I'm just gonna continue pushing color into the world through my Miss Lady brand.